What's up, guys? My name is Skill37, and in today's video I'll be reviewing for the PlayStation 3 Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This is video 1 of 3 you'll be getting from me today. My next video will be a impressions video on Dragon Age 2. The demo is live on PS3 and Xbox 360. I really want to talk about that. And my third video will be my review for Killzone 3, which will be a pretty lengthy video. So be on the lookout for those, and let's get this review on the way. Before I do this review, let me set the record for something. A lot of people wonder why I only review FPS and RPGs. There's a reason behind that. I've been playing role-playing games and first-person shooters for many, many years. It is what I love. It's what I'm good at. And my knowledge of these two genres is very high. Therefore, when it comes to reviewing RPGs and first-person shooters, I can give you information that you are looking for. Very specific information. You know, shit that other reviewers don't, they want to leave out in their reviews. And I don't do that. I give you the nitty gritty. Now the problem with me and fighting games is I play fighting games on and off. I don't play them seriously at all. So I lack the ability to give you guys a review on, you know, with the same amount of caliber as someone who plays fighting games on the regular. Someone who plays fighting games on a daily basis can give you a way better review than me. Hence the reason I don't review fighting games, because I don't want to give you false information. I don't want to miss something. I don't want to come off as like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I actually want to give it a shot. A couple of you guys have encouraged me to review Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and you know, let's just see how I do. If I do good in this video review, let me know in the comment section below. And if the video review sucks because fighting games is just not my thing, be honest with me and tell me, like, yo, man, fighting games are just not your thing. So, you know, stick to your FPS and role-playing games, and let people who actually play fighting games on the regular review fighting games, because that'll make it easy for me. I like honesty and shit. So, yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is the latest big fighting game to hit the console. The last fighting game we had is Super Street Fighter 4, which is out fucking standing. I love Super Street Fighter 4. I love to play a game with Wilder and Dave, and just, you know, abuse the shit out of Ryu. And it's just, I can only play as very easy to use characters. I can't use characters like Vega or Zangief or fucking any of these characters that require a lot of button combinations to press. I can't use those characters. I always take the characters like Ryu, Ken, and Akuma and shit. And yeah, so when I jumped into Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I was very happy to realize that the simplicity of Ryu and Akuma carries on to all the characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. A lot of characters utilize, you know, they have the same, like almost every character has the same combinations to pull off moves. Of course, there are characters who are much more advanced, and there are characters that rely on countering and playing defensively. But for the most part, once you master one character, you can easily experiment with all the other characters. So let's get this review on the way. Let's get, you know, with the categories and shit. Story, there is none. The easiest way to explain this is, think of it like this. It may be Marvel vs. Capcom, but it's pretty much the good guys of Marvel and Capcom versus the bad guys of Marvel and Capcom. And then there's this really big fucking purple guy whose name I forgot, and we refer to him as Giant fucking Purple Guy. He is the last boss, and he's trying to destroy the world and shit, and he crushes it with his bare hands. And you fight him at the end of the game. He's relatively easy, even on the hardest mode. I don't understand. Explain this, but it's not like, you know, fighting games don't have stories. They don't need them. They're not. You don't play fighting games to, you know, get a story. You play fighting games to fight and shit. So we're gonna skip that category. The game's not gonna get any minus points on that shit because it'll be unfair to subtract points from a fighting game when there is no fucking story to begin with. Let's talk about the game's graphics. The game's graphics are very nice. The game has this fairly nice comic style thing going on. All the characters' facial animations, movements are on point. The game's frame rate stays intact even when there's crazy amount of shit going on your screen. And yes, just like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, a lot of crazy shit's gonna happen on your screen. Like when 3 characters come on screen and pull up a hyper combo, and then your opponent does the same fucking thing, and you got like blue lasers and bullets flying everywhere, and you don't know what the fuck's going on. And then when it's all said and done, 2 characters are dead, one guy's still in a blocking position, and you're just sitting with your controller like this. What? You know, it's crazy. Marvel vs. Capcom is just over the top, nonsense, fun, arcade style fighting that's easy to pick up and play, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. So graphics are just gonna get the straight up passing score. The level design, the overall level's ambiance, the lighting, the coloring of the characters, the way they look, their multitude of costumes are all very nice. Characters like Spider-Man, you know, he doesn't have different colored costumes. He literally has different costumes. And it's real nice that, you know, like, they did the fan service people, like Captain America and Iron Man, they have multiple costumes. Captain America has like a Punisher suit. Iron Man got a fucking like all gray suit, looks like he's all modernized and shit compared to his original yellow and red outfit. It looks like he's from the fucking earlier comic books. It's a nice fan service they did, and seeing the game in motion is just wonderful. So the graphics definitely awesome. The sound effects for the game are hit and miss. The game's overall musical score is nice. When you go to the options menu and you go to audio, you can make the BGM, the music, classic or dynamic. And classic, what happens is when you're playing the game, depending on what characters are on your screen, that's the theme song you'll hear. If you make it dynamic, you'll hear the music of the stage you're in. I like to play on dynamic. I don't like when the music keeps changing and shit. I like to hear the stage's music. That's the hit. The miss is the voice acting. The game gives players the ability to change, you know, the character's voice from English to Japanese. Now, I like to choose English for all my characters. I like to understand what all my characters are saying. I'm not big in the Japanese thing. That didn't really work out for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I ended up changing more than half the roster's voice to Japanese because it's just so annoying hearing a character like Ryu speak English with such a horrible voice actor. It's like, Ryu sounds like a winner in Japanese. Ryu sounds like a reject in English. So, you know, hopefully in the next game, you're going to hire better voice actors, Capcom. Players like me, I like to hear everything in English, don't like it when our English voice actors suck and the Japanese voice actors sound better, even though I don't understand a single fucking word Ryu saying when he speaks Japanese. He sounds more epic. He sounds really, like, awesome. So the sound's going to get the passing score, but that fucking voice acting needs to definitely be worked on. Oh, and let me talk about something before let me get something real specific about this. This doesn't get a category. Characters. The characters in this game are all usable. I want to get that out the way. If it's one thing I did not like about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is there was so many characters in the game that it wasn't overwhelming. It was just stupid. A lot of characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 I've never even heard of or even recognized or like even cared for. A lot of them are relatively weak. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 had about 10-15 characters that destroyed everyone else. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2 may have had over 50 characters, but more than half of them were fucking useless. They sucked. They were clones of other characters. They were retarded. They were not useful, period. I don't care how many characters. It could have had 100 characters. That doesn't make the game better. Quality over quantity, not the other way around. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 has 36 characters. And with the exception of Spencer with his stupid-ass hook arm, every character is useful. Every single character besides Spencer is fun to use. Even the little knight guy from Ghosts and Goblins is fun to use. Even Tron's dumbass is fun to use. Even Zero, I don't know how the fuck they replaced Mega Man with Zero, even he's fun to use. Every character is useful. Sentinel isn't as overpowered as it was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Taskmaster, Akuma, you know, characters like those. Ryu, traditionally, you know, the over-the-top hard hitter, doesn't fucking overpower all the other characters unless it's being played by someone who actually knows what the fuck they're doing. Every character is useful. She-Hulk and Hulk, awesome. Dante, awesome. Trish, awesome. Wesker, Chris, awesome. Chun-Li, characters I don't even like playing as. Like Spider-Man and Iron Man, I don't normally play as those characters because I felt that they were weak in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They're fun to use in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So even though Marvel vs. Capcom 3 only has 36 characters, a lot less characters than Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it's still an improvement in my eyes because every character is worth using. Every character you'll get some enjoyment out of. Alright? And when it came down to the controls, when you master one character, you'll have some sort of an idea how to use all the other characters. So that's awesome. So to me, the removal of lots of characters was the right thing to do. And then making every character in the game usable except Spencer's dumbass was the right thing to do. So good job, Capcom. Let's talk about the controls. The controls are very responsive. You press the button, the character fucking reacts. My only gripe with the controls are Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you switch characters like this. You press these two buttons, you press these two buttons. And then you can map, you couldn't really map your buttons. The game was very specific in what what layout you had. But here's how it works in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This is your weak, your medium, your strong attack. That's your launch button. This is secondary character. This is your third character. You can press this button to have that character come out and help you, or hold it so the character will switch. And there seems to be like this really silly slight delay to this. And a positive note, you know, there's a slight delay in the switching, but in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, people used to spam the shit out of the secondary and third characters to help them. Can't do it in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You know, you press the character, he comes out this thing, and he won't come out immediately after that. You have to wait a couple seconds before you can summon him again. The launch button's pretty cool. You press X, launch character in the air, you jump in the air, and you can attack and juggle the shit out of him, or you can press X again to do an insta switch and have another character continue to juggle and keep the fucking combo going. When it comes down to punching and kicking, there is no punch and kick button in this game. Punching and kicking is totally reliant on the character you're playing as. Like I said, there's a weak, medium, and strong attack. So every move in the game, with the exception of a very small amount of specific moves, can be done with any of these three buttons. Like we use Fireball or Shoryuken, can all be done with these three buttons right here. Switching characters is really, you know, when you're in the middle of a combo, switching characters happens instantaneously. But then when your character stands still, it's strange. Switching characters isn't that quick. It's strange. Like I can't tell you how many times I feel like I was screwed over where my character would stand up. I'm trying to switch him. My character's being attacked. Trying to fucking switch, and my character won't switch. I'm like, what the fuck? In Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I press the switch button. It happened immediately, no matter what situation I was in. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it's like your character literally needs to be in a 100% safe zone before you can switch. It's kind of annoying. But when it comes down to switching characters in midair, it's awesome. And this is both a good thing and a bad thing. The controls and how they play out are in a sense where the game's easy to pick up and play. Kind of like Call of Duty. You can pick up and play it. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you can definitely pick up and play this game. A rookie can dominate in this game. And that's both good and bad. This makes it so the casuals can enjoy the game. This also makes it so the casuals can stand toe-to-toe with the good players. I consider myself pretty decent. Decent. Not good, just decent. And I hate it when someone plays this game for the first day in their fucking life and they can actually kill me. Like, they can beat me by simply doing this. I said, fuck it. I went online one day. I did that. I did this. I seriously just did this. And I beat a dude who had Hulk, Sentinel, and X-23. And all I did was do this. And I played as Ryu, Akuma, and Spider-Man. I button mashed like a fucking scrub, and I dominated. That's bad when a game is that simplified. So it's one of them situations where the controls and combo system are deep enough for people to master and get hours and hours of training out of. You know, you can spend hours learning this game, but it sucks when a person who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing can come in, you know, a lobby and just totally dominate. It's silly, it's retarded, and I don't know how. There should be some kind of mechanic or pass that detects when someone's doing this, and just like, I don't know. It'll be, in a perfect world, we can get that. If I made a game, I'll implement a system where if I realized a person was playing like this, the controller would freeze up or somehow, like, the character would stop reacting. And suddenly go on the screen and be like, stop button mashing, faggot. You know, I would seriously implement that shit. And in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it's full of fucking button mashers, especially with characters like Dante, who literally are button masher friendly. The online, okay, let's talk about a couple other things. A couple things that I got out the way. I'm running out of time. The online is both good and bad. It's a little laggy, and it lacks spectator mode. I hate being in a fucking lobby and there's no fucking spectator mode. I have to actually wait while I watch two little fucking player cards on the screen hit each other. It's retarded past this shit, Capcom. And there's lack of modes. Like, there's no time attack mode and shit like that. Like, there's just arcade mode and training mode and practice. That's retarded. Where are all the fucking modes and shit? Where's endless mode and shit like that? The characters' endings are fucking atrocious. They're a bunch of comic book panels, screens and shit. Retarded. So, that's pretty much what I gotta say about the game. Notice I only said, like, a couple negative things about the game. The endings suck, there's no spectator mode for fucking online, and the game's basically a button masher. But there's a lot of positive over the negative. I feel that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is a worthy successor. I'm gonna give this game the 8.5 out of 10. So do me a favor, tell me what you guys think about my video review. Be sure to check the video description for a couple of links and a written review like I always do. And catch you guys in the next video. So yeah, peace out.